Get ready for the Fantasy Football Friends podcast, hosted by Carter McCracken and Max Lampkin.
What's up, Fantasy Football Friends? Today we're going to bring you our Thursday night wrap-up, our sleepers, busting locks for the week. But first, we got some news.
A lot of news, guys. We're getting closer to Sunday. Zay Jones ruled out. Christian Kirk, Calvin Ridley, Evan Ingram are all in your lineup, all going to do well this week. That's good stuff, especially for Kirk owners. You can be a lot more confident playing him. Going against Houston, Amon-Ra St. Brown, questionable, has ramped up participation in every single practice this week. So things are looking good. He's probably going to be in lineup. If he is, you're playing him. Jamal Williams out. I'll start conversation right here. What's your opinion on playing anyone behind him? Tony Jones, Taysom Hill's technically listed as a tight end in fantasy, and then you got Kendre Miller, who's coming back for his first week for the Saints. Going into Lambeau Field.
Yeah, I like. Okay, so Kendre Miller's obviously the more explosive, more exciting guy as compared to Tony Jones, who had 2 touchdowns last week, which is pretty good for him. I think that if you want to play any of them, you actually just go with Taysom Hill. Back to Kendre, he is a rookie, and we see that most of the time rookies are brought in slow into the league. We've been seeing that with Jahmyr Gibbs, and I know you're pissed about the Taysom Hill, but
I actually agree.
Tight end.
I think if there's and especially the tight end being so thin as we always talk about, I don't think that's the worst you can do.
Yeah, if you can't grab Jake Ferguson, I like Taysom Hill.
We'll get to the yeah. So moving on. Speaking of Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery is listed as doubtful this week. Really hoping for Jahmyr Gibbs uptick in usage, opportunity, just the whole 9 yards. So literally and figuratively 9 yards. But guys, if you are a Monty owner, I would not play him this week. Has a thigh injury going on, so I feel like that's easy to reoccur type of thing. Get hit again as a running back in your legs a lot. So just something to keep an eye on. Have a backup plan. D-Hop, questionable, has downgraded his participation in each practice this week, starting out full, and now he was extremely limited, or he might have not participated in practice on Thursday, which is really concerning for this Titans offense. So keep an eye on him, guys. That's as bad as it gets, really. You don't want to see that at all of you guys. So he'll be a game time decision at 1:00 against the Brown guys. So
The
Browns guys. Just keep an eye on that. Have a backup plan. Be ready for. I think they announced that at 12:45 or something like that. 12:30.
It's an hour before.
Okay, so 12 o'clock. So
hour and a half before.
Okay.
So 11:30.
So we'll be answering questions around then.
Yeah.
Cool. Derrick Henry, though, in that same game is off the injury report, so good for him, albeit against a very tough Cleveland Browns defense. Kareem Hunt is active for the Browns. Don't know how much he's going to play, guys. Solid pickup. Don't put him in your lineup. That's a bad idea. We know this Titans run defense is one of the best, if not the best in the league. Jalen Waddle, questionable with a concussion. Keep an eye on it. Concussions are tricky. Usually it's hard to know, hard to tell based on practice. Just keep an eye on it. Have a backup plan. I don't think Craycraft is the worst you could do as a backup there. We've seen him be somewhat productive. But certainly have someone else ready to go. Austin Eckler, your guy.
Yeah.
Out right now. Josh Kelly's going to be picking up that slack against Minnesota, who I think is a great matchup. We're going to see some fireworks, as we talked about earlier in our Week 3 predictions. I think Josh Kelly's a great play this week. Eckler being out, though, you got to be pretty frustrated, huh? As a Chargers fan and a fantasy owner.
Yeah, I don't really know what's going on, honestly. It's just kind of I feel like I have a suspicion that it's about his contract. And I don't think he wants to put himself in risk situations.
Exactly. Yeah. Why play if you're not absolutely 100% and you're not paid? You know? So
and also he requested a trade at the beginning of the year, so I don't think his heart's at Los Angeles.
Yeah, that sucks to be a Charger.
Yeah, because that also kind of explains an indefinite timetable. Because
when that was the initial report after he got injured. Like,
and it's
going
an
into
ankle
next
injury.
week.
I mean,
Yeah. Right.
it's pretty obvious. Like, it's pretty clear ankle injury is when you're
Yeah.
going to be back.
Right. Agreed. So something to keep an eye on, guys, if you're an Eckler owner. Obviously have a backup plan. You've had one last week, so roll with your guys. The guy that's on everyone's fantasy radar, Darnell Mooney, is cleared for the week against the Chiefs. Just something to keep an eye on, guys. Could help out DJ Moore. We saw DJ Moore have a great week last week, but just something to keep an eye on. Could help Fields, just help that overall offense. They need someone else in there to pick up some slack, although Chase Claypool did have a solid week. Brandon Cooks, no injury designation. Going against the Cardinals, not necessarily looking to play him personally. I have him in one of my leagues. I'd like to see what he really does. Full participation. Should be another blowout week, though, so it could be a lot of offensive volume there for Dallas. What's your thoughts on that?
Sorry, can you
Brandon
repeat
Cooks?
it? Brandon
He
Cooks?
has no injury designation, so going into this week against the Cardinals, full go.
I think you can flex him just instantly.
I don't think he's I just think there's going to be a lot of volume in that offense to go around this week.
Right.
Just almost like we saw last week against the Jets. OBJ and Justice Hill are both out, guys. Baltimore's injury riddled right now. Their top two offensive linemen, Ronnie Stanley and Tyler Linderbaum, are both out, so they're tackle and their center. OBJ's out. Justice Hill is out. Big boost to your guy, Gus Edwards. Big boost to our guy, Zay Flowers. Anthony Richardson is out with concussions, so Gardner Minshew's slotting in. So a lot of injuries in that Indianapolis-Baltimore game. I like those starters in that offense. I think Gus Edwards is a great play this week. I think he's going to see a lot of volume with Justice Hill out. Melvin Gordon's also coming up from the practice squad, now on the active roster. I don't think he's really worthy of
Melvin Gordon?
No.
No.
Because once Justice Hill gets back, he's right back into his role. So that's what that is. Christian Watson, guys, Aaron Jones, both dealing with hamstrings. We have not seen Christian Watson this week. Jones obviously missed last week's game. Both of them are questionable headed into this week against a tough New Orleans matchup. I feel like Watson's trending towards playing. Aaron Jones is a bit up in the air, guys. If you're an owner of either of them, if Watson plays, we hit on this earlier, I feel like you kind of have to at least flex him, get him in your lineup if he's a go.
Right.
Aaron Jones, I think if both of these guys are a go, you're playing them. Because if they're a go, then that's like hamstring injury. Usually you play that safe. If you're a go, they're in your lineup.
Yeah, I'd say so. Especially in like a 12, 14-man league, especially 14-man. Yeah. If you're in like a 10-man, 8-man league,
you should be able to find someone better.
Yeah, you could probably sit watching this game and just see how he plays.
I agree. That's a good assessment. Logan Thomas, guys, out for Washington against the Bills this week. Concussion, took a hard hit against Denver. Still got the touchdown though. He's a good pick. He's a good play when he's playing. We've seen him get a lot of work this season thus far.
Yep.
But out this week, so John Bates, guys, Cole Turner gonna pick up that slack. More of a tight end committee there. Just never good in the tight end realm of things. It's already as bad as it is.
It's all gloom and doom all the time.
And finishing us out, guys, rookie quarterback, number 1 overall pick, Bryce Young is out. They have said he could miss 2 weeks, but he's certainly missing this week against Seattle. So Andy Dalton, the classic good old red rifle, playing this week up in Seattle. Could be a rough one. Moving into our sleepers, bust, and locks of the week. Who you got at quarterback?
Jaguars give up the 6th most fantasy points to quarterbacks over 2 games. Negative game script for CJ Stroud, and he's averaging 313 passing yards a game. Whew. So he's been airing it out. I think Jaguars are a little bit vulnerable, and this could be a high-scoring game.
I mean, we saw him throw for over 40 passes last week. No interceptions, too. So big leap for him from week 1 going to week 2. I hope he can build on that. Yeah. I like Stroud.
I think he's going to be a very solid quarterback.
Yeah, I hope so. I really like him. You got it running back. Are you want me to give my quarterback?
Yeah, go quarterback.
All right, guys. My quarterback, sleeper. I'm sticking with my Colts prediction, guys. I'm giving you Gardner Minshew. I like him. I like him and Michael Pittman this week. That Ravens defense is seeing injuries in the secondary to both Marcus Williams, the free safety, and Marlon Humphrey. Both of them are still out, so a bit vulnerable back there on the back end of that defense. I think we saw Minshew fill in very admirably, albeit against Houston last weekend. Came in after Richardson got hurt. He gives you upside with his legs too, which is a little overlooked in his game and obviously what you look for in fantasy quarterbacks. So if you're looking for a streamer, guys, I think Minshew gives you both dynamics of a good passer and someone that can use his legs. Can get himself into a bit of trouble trying to do a little too much out of his talent zone, but a guy that I think can put up some points, give you 2 touchdowns, something like that. Has a solid supporting cast there in Indianapolis. So that's my sleeper of the week at quarterback.
I thought you were going to say doing too much with his hair.
Nah, man.
With his style.
He's got it going on.
With his mullet.
he is a stylish guy. He's got some style to him. That's for sure. You got a running back.
Jerick McKinnon and Isaiah Pacheco. I think that if Pacheco sits, then McKinnon's the play, and if Pacheco plays, which I think he's projected to do, 28.85 fantasy points per game given up by the Bears this year, 6th most in the NFL. And yeah, as Max was saying, against Rachaad White and Aaron Jones, who was the running back 1 in week 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that, yeah, you can expect a big game from one of those two.
All right, guys, I'm going deep sleeper here. Might be off a lot of your fantasy radars, but a guy we've seen produce thus far versus the starter there. Jaylen Warren going against Oakland. I'm saying Oakland. That's just the Raiders. That's just what comes to my mind. It's stuck in my brain forever, guys. Jaylen Warren, he hasn't produced as much on the ground as he does through the air. Had 4 receptions, 66 yards last week, so 10.6 points just through the air as a running back. That Raiders defense is very vulnerable. Saw all 3 running backs last week for Buffalo be viable options. Latavius Murray, Damian Harris both found touchdowns. Solid yardage output for their volume, and then James Cook exploded. So looking for guys, Najee. I know this isn't a Najee section. I'm a Najee owner, so this is a get right game for him if I've ever seen it. Jaylen Warren though, I think is a good pick. He's gonna see volume, should be efficient with his touches against a poor Raiders defense. So I really like him as a deep sleeper this week if you're looking for last options. So that's my guy at running back for you.
Wide receiver, I'm going to stack up with C.J. Stroud and go with Tank Dell. He had over 1,300 yards and 90 receptions in each of his last 2 seasons at Houston. Not Houston Texans, but Houston in college. And, yeah, he's an explosive player. If C.J. Stroud's going to do good, I think that Tank Dell could see a lot of opportunity and, be one of those guys that was slept on this week.
Nico.
He's a good play.
Always. My sleeper at receiver, Elijah Moore, guys, going against a porous, penetrable Titans defense. Passing defense, or run defense is great. Elijah Moore, guys, I think this is a game we see him finally come out to what we wanted to see last year for the Jets. Obviously didn't happen, got traded to Cleveland. I think he has a solid week this week. I don't think they're going to find much success on the ground, so I think they're going to turn to the passing game. Hopefully, Deshaun Watson shows a bit of his worth for $230 million. Outside of that, I think Elijah Moore has he's very dynamic. We might see him use out of the backfield a little bit, albeit they did add Kareem Hunt, could take away from him. But they want to get him the ball. We've seen him run the ball and receive the ball in both games this season. So I really like Elijah Moore. I think he's going to see solid volume. Obviously, if he scores a touchdown, that'd be a big game for him. I'm not guaranteed touchdowns here, but Elijah Moore, I think, is going to see a lot of opportunity. We saw both Mike Williams and Keenan Allen coexist last week. And then week 1, we saw Shaheed, Olave, and Michael Thomas all be viable options. So I like Elijah Moore here as the wide receiver 2 for Cleveland going against a bad Tennessee pass defense.
Yeah, one of the worst in the league.
Yeah, if not the worst.
And now that's my Chargers. We got that locked up.
The only thing you got locked up.
Yeah. Jake Ferguson is going to be my tight end sleeper. He's going up against Arizona.
Play of the week, I'll say.
Super bad. Super bad Arizona defense against the tight ends. Jake Ferguson has led all tight ends in red zone targets. Doubles Kelsey, which is, funny because Kelsey only played 1 game. But
that means he's technically he's on pace with what Kelsey's done so far.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a good way to look at it. But not to analyze your pick, but I love that because we've seen historically Dallas uses tight ends. Like they use them season in, season out. Dalton Schultz. Before that was Blake Jarwin. Before that, obviously, Jason Witten. We see them get used. Dak likes his tight end. I love that pick. That's like the smash play of the week, in my opinion.
Fergie.
So my tight end, guys, not a great matchup in terms of teams, but I think Cole Kmet can see. I think he's a big sleeper this week. I think he's kind of going overlooked with how this whole Chicago team's going. Not good stuff out of there. A lot of dysfunction. But Nick Bolton, the star linebacker for the Chiefs, is out. So that's who Kmet would see a lot of Nick Bolton. Nick Bolton's one of the best linebackers in the league. He's not playing, so I'm looking for Kmet. I think he's going to see a healthy amount of targets, and I think he's going to find pay dirt.
Touchdown guarantee?
Touchdown guarantee. Cole Kmet this week, guys.
Wow.
Yeah, that's ballsy, but sometimes you got to risk it for the biscuit, guys. I like Cole Kmet this week, though. I think he's a sleeper. I think we see him score double digits this week. Tight end's always a crapshoot, guys, but I'm comfortable with playing Kmet this week. I like him.
High passing volume, so, I mean, can't go wrong there.
Negative game script, so...
Yeah. All right, so my defense is going to be Seattle Seahawks. They have a great matchup this week against Carolina. So Bryce Young's out.
Yeah.
They got Andy Dalton in there. I am not scared of anyone on the Panthers side of the ball, so I think that, Seahawks could be a sleeper play here.
Yeah. So I just want to tap on Cole Kmet again, guys. 13 targets so far this season, which is good for third in the league. So just want to put that out there. But my sleeper defense, not much of a sleeper pick, but just a great smash play. Pittsburgh against Oakland. That offense is atrocious. I think Pittsburgh's going to feast. Buffalo was great against Oakland. And even in Oakland's one win, they still only put up 17 points against the Broncos. So I think Pittsburgh is a great play this week. I think they're a smash play. They're going to get it done. TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith are going to harass them. Quan Alexander's going to stuff the middle along with Landon Roberts. I just don't see much room for error for Oakland this week. So Pittsburgh's my play at defense, guys. Not much of a sleeper pick, but just a defense I love.
All right, so headed over to busts. I'm going to start it off with the Broncos. Russell Wilson is their quarterback.
Not my quarterback.
Not my quarterback either. Dolphins' pass defense was actually pretty good against the Patriots. It put them kind of in the middle of the pack in terms of points per game given up to QBs so far this season. And that's after Herbert went off against them week 1. So I just don't think it looks like a great week for Russell Wilson. Not only because Dolphins had a solid passing defense game last week, but more so because he just doesn't look good. I mean, he got super lucky with 80 yards and a touchdown.
Oh,
on that.
You talking about against my Redskins? Yeah,
Washington.
He had that, and then he had the other Marvin Mims super deep touchdown.
Yeah,
and it was just I don't know. Yeah, I watched that game, guys. He got sacked 7 times. A lot of those were self-induced, and he also just didn't. He just didn't look good. It wasn't cohesive at all. So, he's just right now it's just volume that he's relying on getting through with. So, yeah, I don't mind that pick at all. My bust, guys, a guy that Carter and I love a lot, no pun intended. I just think the matchup's poor. We got Jordan Love playing against New Orleans this week, albeit in Lambeau, so home crowd's going to help, but I think they win this game on the ground if that works. I rave about the Saints defense, dude.
Yeah, no, they're good.
I think it's a great defense. I think this is a low-scoring game, but Jordan Love, guys, I don't see a great output for him. I know he's had a great start to the season, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. I see a sputtering right here, even though Christian Watson and Aaron Jones could be back in the lineup. I think Love sits on your bench. I would say find someone else to play before you try to play Jordan Love. That's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I like that pick. Also, let's see where Jordan Love ranks in
what?
Attempts per game. It's down there.
12 guys throwing 10 more attempts per game than he is right now. So, he's been getting it done with touchdowns.
But that's not sustainable.
Right. He's not going to get 3 touchdowns every single game, guys. That's 40 or 51 touchdowns now with the 17th game. But yeah, I mean,
55% completion too.
right. He's been good. He's done what he's needed to do thus far. I do like him when that offense is full strength. Not this week against New Orleans, but moving forward. Like I think he's a season long. He's rosterable for the entire season, is what I think you and I both agree on that. Like I think he's a good play, has a good supporting cast around him. So just not this week, guys. That's what we're getting at here.
Yeah, I have him as my QB2 in the big league.
The big league.
My running back is going to be Jerome Ford.
Woo. Tell him why.
Guy with a lot of hype right now, and deservingly so. He played absolutely amazing when Chubb went out, but he's going up against the Titans. This is the best run defense, only 7.9 PPR points per game given up. And that's even lower than Dallas, who has a great defense. And
that's crazy.
Yeah. Only like 60-something yards given up to the Chargers last week.
Well, yeah, because Josh Kelly only ended with 3.9 points last week or something?
He did not do that great.
Something like that?
Yeah.
Wow, that's 7.9 points per game.
They're great. So, yeah, Jerome Ford is going to be my bust this week.
Yeah, I mean, you got Danico Autry, Tart, and Simmons there on that D-line, dude. Just a bunch of animals up there up front. Yeah, Mike Vrabel gets those boys right, that's for sure. Just needs to get that secondary right, and they'd be good. My running back bust, if you know me, you know where this is going, guys. James Conner. I'm a professional at this. He'll probably prove me wrong, but he plays Dallas. It's just purely matchup. He's gonna see the volume. There's no doubt about that. He's the only guy worth giving the volume to in that backfield. I just don't like the matchup. I think Dallas is going to control this. I don't see James Conner having much room to breathe. We know he's not an explosive guy, so he doesn't see a lot of those breakaway runs. It's not like he'll save his day with a 30-yard touchdown run or something. They'll have to get into the red zone, into the 5-yard line to see him get touchdown opportunity. We could see him save his day with 5 receptions for 20-something yards, something like that. But I just don't like the play this week. If you can find someone else to flex, hopefully he's not like one of your 2 starting running backs, I would get another running back in there.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with that matchup just to the same point. I don't see that Arizona is going to be in a lot of scoring opportunities.
Yeah.
If there's one person I'd play in this matchup, it's just Zach Ertz because of straight-up volume. And It's going to be short passes as well. So, yeah, back to Marquise Brown. Dallas giving up 42.5 PPR points per game to wide receiver this year. That's best in the league. Arizona's not going to be able to stop Micah Parsons. I don't think anyone is this season. So
nope.
I will stay away from them.
So, guys, moving to tight end position, the position we all dread, to say the least. David Njoku has only seen 7 targets on the season, a very talented player, a guy that needs to go somewhere else and be very successful in an explosive offense. But right now, guys, he's not an explosive offense. He's playing for the Browns with Deshaun Watson, who has not found success with David Njoku thus far in the season or dating back to last season. I don't like the matchup against Tennessee. I know their secondary is porous, but I just don't like Njoku this week. I think the receivers do well. I don't think Deshaun Watson as a whole does well. I just think that they have volume towards those receivers. We'll get to Amari Cooper in a second. But Njoku, guys, I'm just not very enthused about him. It's probably disappointing to you. You probably spent not necessarily a premium pick on him, 8th round-ish, somewhere in there, 8th, 9th round, looking for him to be a solidified top 12 guy, and he's certainly not that right now. I'd love to see him get right. I just don't see it happening this week.
Cool. So I'm going to stick with that matchup and go with Chico Okonkwo. Browns giving up 3rd least tight end points per game over 2 games, and a top 10 defense against tight ends last year. Only 6 targets to 2 games, and Tajay Spears is going to be there to take away some targets. I think that's part of the reason why Chico Okonkwo has been so lowly targeted.
It's a fire analysis.
The pickup of Tajay and how
Tajay's
much.
look good, dude. I like him.
Yeah, he's getting a bunch of 3rd down work. He's getting almost 50% of the snaps.
Yeah. No, he's good, dude. He's gonna be good in a few years.
Dynasty, bro. He's
Dynasty.
a great.
We never talk about Dynasty, but dude, he's a great guy to have in that. But that's crazy. Chig and Njoku are 7 and 6 targets. It's just really disappointing. Chig was a guy I was looking to take a leap into the top tight end discussion this year, but
He was a big sleeper starting this
Yeah.
season.
yeah, for sure.
A lot of people were talking about
So
him.
my bust defense, guys, is Jacksonville going against Houston. Obviously, kind of coincides with Carter's sleeper picks of Tank Dell and C.J. Stroud. We saw C.J. Stroud have a great week last week against Indianapolis, although they did end up losing the game. He passed for, what was it, over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. So saw him play a clean game. Saw all 3 of those receivers really operate. I just think Jacksonville has a solid defense. I just think Houston comes to play. We usually see these games tight. I like the upward trajectory of Houston right now in that offense. So I think that's going to be a disappointing defense. It's hard for me to find one, but Jacksonville's the one I'm giving you. I would look to stream another option.
Broncos defense against. Actually, let me start off with this. Bottom half in fantasy points given up in PPR leagues. Opportunistic defense. They're solid. All around. Every year. They play Miami. So that's all I need to say.
Yeah, Broncos they're a defense we always like to talk about, but yeah, if you're playing Miami, dude, that's not the matchup you want. Definitely not. But yeah, I feel like, I don't know, defense was hard to pick this week. But we're moving into our locks, right?
Locks of the week. La 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 la.
Do I start this?
We need like a soundboard.
We do.
That's the next edition.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Yeah, we need a soundboard.
All right, guys, my lock of the week. Staying in that Cleveland-Tennessee matchup that we've seen to talk about quite a bit tonight, Amari Cooper. It doesn't get any better than that. He's playing at home. He's playing Tennessee, the worst pass defense in the NFL. It doesn't get any better than that. I think Amari, if we saw him, he was questionable going into Monday night last week, put up 7 catches, 90 yards.
Talking about some get-right games with Najee, Deshaun Watson. This is a get-right game for
This
him.
is a get-right game for Justin Fields. My QB1 predictions looking headed for the garbage disposal. But my lock of the week, guys, nonetheless, Amari Cooper. Get him in your lineup with confidence. You're going to see a solid game. 20 points is what I'm looking for.
Nice.
I'm seeing an explosion. Hold on. Thinking of a stat line. I'm seeing 6 receptions for 86 yards and a touchdown. That puts me at 20.6 points, right? 6 receptions, 86 yards, and a touchdown. 6 plus 8.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
There it is.
Nice. I'm not going to guess the stat line, but I will tell you a lock this week, and it's Travis Kelce.
Lazy.
Going up against the Bears. So, I mean, enough said there. This is an absolutely terrible Bears team, probably worse in the NFL right now. Actually, definitely worse in the NFL right now. And
Who is the worst team? Is it the Bears?
it's the Bears. They're on like a
The Bears.
They're on like an 8-game losing streak
They
or something
suck.
like that.
They suck.
Yeah.
The Bears
They're
suck.
terrible. So yeah, Travis Kelce, number 1 option on a high-scoring offense, going up against a terrible defense. Not too hard to really figure out why he's such a lack this week.
He's a lack every week.
So yeah, guys.
Hold on. Bears or Raiders at a neutral field? Who's winning?
Raiders.
Maybe.
Raiders are 1-1.
Okay, but it doesn't mean anything. Chargers are 0-2. Does that make them the worst team in the league?
No, but we know the Chargers can win a game. I don't know if the Bears are capable of winning a game.
That's fair. I want to see. Okay, we can wrap this up. We'll talk. We'll chat.
All right, so wrapping this up, please like and subscribe. Comment down below if you have any questions, want to interact with us about anything we just said.
Lineup questions. Send them.
Yep, we will be live on Sunday. Give us your lacks this week. I want to hear them all. I want to hear the big names in the chat. And yeah,
Or give us your sleepers and bust.
I don't want to hear that.
I mean, we're top analysis.
No, I'm playing.
I'm just trying to. I just like to see what other people think.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, give us lineup questions, trade questions. That's ramping up in your leagues. I know it is because it's ramping up in ours. But guys, send them our way. Comment down below, like Carter said, and thank you guys for watching.
Yep, have a good one.
Peace.
Peace.